Okay, so the glasses are coming off because of two reasons. One, it's easier to see without. And two, is the fact that I don't know what emotions will be invoked in me when talking about this matter. But the glasses are off. It is my actual face, which people have not seen for some time. But the matter of today is I'm going to talk about the message behind one of my upcoming songs of the album Stitched, which is called Thread. Today I'm going to talk about Thread. So, Thread is a very interesting song, and it's one song, the message behind it is something I deal with every single day of my life. And I thought it would be perfect to encapsulate all that happens, all that I deal with, kind of ish, on a daily basis within a song. And during the time when I was making Thread, it was just an idea. It was forming in my head, and I just got my Korg MS-20. I just got the Korg MS-20, and I thought, this thing is awesome. I couldn't wait to try it. I went home where I was in between moving places. And I went to the place, I was stuck, when I finally got it, I paid for it, and I was at the place the new place, which is here. And at the new place, there was literally nothing to do because nothing was moved over. So I was stuck there, just playing with the synthesizer that I newly got. And I was using it, and I was trying to figure out, this is the first ever synth I got that was no presets, and it was just all about just figuring it out and making your own sound. Well, I was trying to do that, and while I was doing that, it ended up being sounding horrible. This thing sounded terrible. But after a learning curve, I was able to figure it out and make it sound not as broken as it was. But no, it actually was worth the $500-ish I put into it. And while I was figuring it out, there was a rhythm that I kept going over. And this rhythm was the ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba. And that rhythm kept going in my head. It kept going and going and going as I was just trying to plink out something, some kind of idea. I knew I just had to make a new album with this synth, and I didn't know how exactly I was going to do it, but I thought, okay, that rhythm, ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba, and then I simplified it. I simplified it to say, okay, now that could be the bass. And then I went, ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. So you get these rhythms, and I'm mixing them together. And while this is going on, I noticed that the combination of these things, because I started adding strings to it. I started adding different things to this piece. And I was thinking, this is sounding pretty good. I remember it feeling while I was making it, I was feeling this warmth. There was a type of warmth in the melody, and it's not exactly it's comforting, but it's not. It's unsettling, but comforting. It's bittersweet. It's ironic. It's something that kind of encapsulates what I wanted this whole entire album to be like, which is life itself, which is raw. Life is raw. There is nothing that you need to sugarcoat in life. You need to tell it how it is and stop sugarcoating things, because literally you're just lying to yourself. And that's what this whole entire album was about. And so, two major things that I want to talk about left on this song was, while I was getting it ready, I noticed it started sounding a lot like, and I hope I say her name right, Shawn Colvin? I don't know. I hope I'm saying her name right. You may know it as Sunny Came Home, that song. Oh, days go by and I don't know why, but are you not on the right to that song? But you get what I'm saying. That song, that rhythm. And during that time, I was also experimenting with the high notes I could reach in my voice. So I was, in the chorus part, it goes, "Will the clock get away?" And you can hear some of that Sunny Came Home melody-ish in it. I wasn't trying to copy it exactly, but you can hear a similar melody-ish. That's not copyright. That's not copyright. What that is you saying, okay, I have a remnants of something in my mind, and I'm transforming it and tweaking it a little bit to where it sounds now it's completely different. Because now, first you have the whole entire, oh, days go by and I don't know why. So you see, that's different melody rather than, will the cloth carry to a fate I cannot say. It is different. It is different enough to where there's two different songs. That one more was inspiration for me to make this next song. Also, inspiration of Jars of Clay, probably some Son of Rust, different stuff like that. More of this. Oh, there's another artist, Dark Her. It's hard, weird to spell, but Dark Her. They're also an inspiration on this. And one last thing I hope I'm able to fit in here because the time's going on me is the lyrics of the song are actually asking about life. Imagine life as thread, as fabric, and as you use fabric, it gets worn over time. Each fabric has its own strengths. Each fabric, has different, some are meant to stretch, some are not meant to stretch, some are meant to be worn very much, some are not meant to be worn that much, some are meant to last a long time, and others aren't. And that's what life is about. And you don't know what your thread is. You don't know what your thread is. You're here experimenting, figuring out life, and trying to say, will my cloth give way to a fate I cannot say? Will the fabric go on until the last thread is gone? And you're sitting there thinking like, what's going to happen? And that's the thing, is that the song doesn't have a resolve. Because life never does. Life never has a resolve to these projects. They just keep throwing them in. And if you get them solved, you better be thanking whoever you believe in very much. Because you get your things solved in life. That is a blessing. And you need to be thankful. Some people never get anything solved in their entire lives. So please, people, if you get things solved in your life, be thankful and help others, because others are scared. Everybody is scared, and nobody wants to admit it. We all need to just admit all of our scaling, all of the things we're scared of. Don't admit all of your failures, because I can kind of see why some people would want to keep those secret. But be more susceptible to the idea of making people realize that you're human. Don't pent up every single thing that is wrong with you because you want to appear perfect. Well, newsflash, nobody's perfect, and no one will ever be. No matter how much you correct yourself, you're never going to be perfect. But there is the try. And that's what I think Thread is about. Thread is about the try, even though you don't know what the fate is going to be. The fate is there, but you don't know what it is. And more into the other parts of it, more it talks about the cloth, it expounds upon the cloth, and it expounds upon the thread, and the moth. Moths are usually something I would see, I would try to always think about moths chewing on thread, so I thought of moths. And then also there's fire burns thread. And then the other parts of, the part where it says, until I'm snagged on a rod, help us as a land cod. Now that one is talking about a fish that gets stuck somewhere, and it's helpless, but knowing that it's not all dark, knowing there's a story arc, meaning that will be some kind of resolve to this. Eventually something comes along and gets the fish off, or if the fish doesn't get, plucked off, if the fish, actually does pass away there, it is the idea that he at least had there's always some form of existing in this life where there's always a purpose to every single intricate piece in life. Knowing that it's not all dark. That part is encapsulates the idea of, okay, now I know there's at least got to be some kind of purpose I served while I was alive, but if I make my end now, at least I know that in the past I would have done at least something that would have pertained to the matter of all that is going on around us. So there's a lot that goes into this song. I mean, a lot. And the time right now is telling me that I need to go ahead and wrap it up, because I think YouTube videos have around a 10-minute limit or something like that, plus the memory on my phone. But those are just some ideas and some of the story behind the song Thread, and I hope you all get to listen to that and make your own interpretations. If you want to interpret it to whatever fits your life, and if it helps you, very much so, listen to it. And I hope you get that comforting feeling that I felt like when I'm making this song and I'm feeling all that kind of helps me. It was really, somehow it was weirdly like self-therapeutic. Sounds a little bit narcissistic. But anyway, self-therapeutic, that I was hearing, all the emotions that go on inside my head put into a song of words, just a way to express it in a way where I can't really do that I can't really talk that way to anybody. I can't really do this. There are so many limitations we put on life. There's so many things that limit us from expressing how we really are on the inside. And I just feel as though the music is me. That's the raw version of me. So thanks for watching. I hope I answered all of the things that kind of surround what this song is. I know there's definitely more to talk about, but my time is going, so hopefully you got some stuff learned. All right, see you guys later, and tell me if there's another song you want to know about, my J3T, B0T songs, and I'll try to put the link to Bandcamp. Hopefully you can check those out and ask me about those as well. So see you guys later, and bless down.
Will the clock get away to a fate I cannot say? Will the fabric go on into the last thread is gone, into the last thread? Into the last thread. Into the last thread.